This is my latest project. Just straighten that up a little bit there, I think. That might be a bit better. This is my latest project. It's reproduction flintlock I made. It took me about a month, 6 weeks, something like that. It's half cock. That's full cock. It's frozen. I'll just take it to pieces. You can see it. Tell you a little bit about it as well. Just take this end piece off. This is to hold the barrel on. It doesn't fire because of the laws in the UK. It's a bit difficult to have a gun that fires. You have to have all sorts of licenses and God knows what else. That little band just holds the barrel down at the front. And then I've got a plate at the back here. Holds the back in. Screw comes out and the barrel comes out like that. Now the barrel there's no breech plug in it because that just comes out and there's a hole straight through the middle, so it can't fire. To make it to fire, you'd have to thread this and block it off and put a hole in the side for the flash to go through for the powder, so it can't fire. It's not a proper weapon. I've just engraved my initials on the back there. So it's about 62 caliber, something like that. The wood, the stock, was a piece of I think it's a piece of oak. It was an old shelf, but it was all split. It wasn't a great piece of wood. It was just something that was lying about. And if I make another, I'd definitely find a better piece of wood. On the back here, I put a screw in the back with a brass plate in. And the idea of that screw is the grain of the wood runs that way down there, and then obviously it continues like that. So by the time it's getting down here, it's quite weak here because the grain's going the wrong way. We're better selecting a piece of wood that the grain runs down and then curves round. And there's little tiny like hairline cracks in the wood here. They were already in before. It was, like I said, it was a poor piece of wood. So what I've done, I put a screw in there which runs right up and it holds all this, strengthens it up. It's not broken, but it just holds it better, that's all. That's just a screw that goes through. Those two screws come out, then all the lock plate comes out. There's a little spacer there. This is the trigger assembly. Now that's got a it's called I'm not sure what it's called. It's like a nut. It's like a nut on a spacer that grips onto the wood, because really the wood's a bit thin there to just put a wood screw in. The pins fell out. That pin just goes in there as a fulcrum. for the trigger. That's the trigger assembly. So that's the stock. These, I don't want to take these out. There's a screw in there, a screw in there, and the female screws those, and these are the male screws that go into them. So it's a male and female screw, like that. Don't want to take them out because they're nice and tight. But that's the thing stripped down, apart from taking this screw out here, which so that just goes straight into the, just to keep the stock from, just to stiffen the stock up. This is the lock mechanism. Got a bit of leather holding the what would be the flint in, and the way it works, that's the trigger. So that's on half cock, that's on full cock. There's two springs here. There's a big spring there, a thick spring, and then a slightly weaker spring on the outside here. This is the mechanism that lifts the spring up. Now, the idea of having the two springs is you don't want it on full cock. You don't want a lot of spring tension. So the thinner spring just operates first until it gets on full cock. And once you go past full cock, it picks this bigger spring up. It's actually doubled as well because you're lifting the two. So after that, it's much stronger, like that. And that goes into that little notch there, and that's what that's your trigger mechanism. So the trigger mechanism, as you pull the trigger back, that goes up, it pushes on that, and that's the frizzen. So to take this to pieces, all we do is take that nut off. This nut's just stopping this moving sideways. It's not actually doing much of anything. And then this comes off. Yep, put it off. Take the main cock spring off. All I've got to do is make sure it's fully down. Just lift it forward. It lifts off like that. These two screws here hold on the pan. You take those two screws out. And the pan comes off. And the frizzen just comes off. and that's it. Take this cock off this hammer. I think it's called this the hammer. Not sure if that's the hammer or the other's hammer. Take this off. You unscrew that bolt. Now you press it off there, but I don't want to press it off because it's on very tight. So, and there's a little keyway, and I don't want to knock it off because it is on very tight. I don't want to take it off again unless I have to. And I don't have to, so it's staying on. So that's it. Most of it was made out of just bits and pieces got lying around in the shed. The springs are made out of knives, kitchen knives. It's quite good springs actually. All these are made out of different thicknesses of kitchen knife. So that's it. Blackbeard's flintlock. Well, that's the finished article. That's the half lock position, and then full lock. It obviously doesn't fire because the breech is open at the back. It's not meant to fire anyway because the gun laws in the UK, but just a bit of fun, putting a bit of an engraving on there with my initials on, and I'm quite pleased actually. Like I say, it was only a bit of fun, but that's it.